Um, so whatever. That's not. And I need to turn this air off, and I'm gonna have to edit this because I'm not fully dressed. Oh. Well, I was trying to think of somebody's name in YouTube, Dewan P on here. Because I was gonna say, or maybe I just keep it on and be like him. He walking in the try to speak, walking around in his drawers. So maybe I can show off my sexiness too. Matter of fact, he was showing off a little bit too much in one of those videos. So get my Dewan P on. All right, what's next on the agenda? Oh man, I had a conversation. Oh, I had that conversation that I was telling you about before, with Samel. Or Dev. You know, there's always bad names, and I keep on thinking that I wrote his name down. His YouTube username. I said that before in one of my other videos, but maybe I didn't. Maybe I keep thinking about it, or I keep planning to keep a window open or something. Let's see, y'all. Where's my... Where are my subscriptions? Oh, that's right. They put the subscriptions link up and then they took it out. The drop down. They hit it, didn't they? Dave's got issues. Not him. Oh yeah, okay. Actually, I was thinking about the real name, but I was looking for his username, which is my name is Samel. But I was thinking about his real name. That's what it was. Okay. Yeah. So I talked to him, had a discussion. It was a nice conversation. It was a great conversation. And ultimately, the conversation was what can we do for our people? African, Black, African American. You know what I'm talking about. And he gave me some stuff to really try to sit back and think about, and basically trying to come up with a plan. And I guess basically that what it led me to is a plan, or a guidebook for you. I guess the plan on what I want to do, like having a business plan, right? I need to show you by way of facts and figures and numbers what I want to do, and I have to find a way to communicate with you in a way to that you see the end that I'm talking about. What is I'm trying to achieve, and finding a way, a common ground. But it's so hard to find a common ground because what I'm talking about is a total change of the status quo, a total change of what we currently believe in. And so how do you get people in general to change their beliefs? And then how do you get the world as a whole to change their beliefs? And that's what it's going to be, a change in beliefs, right? Because they have to believe that it is all about belief. Well, I would say, we have to realize the importance of putting belief up under and second to truth. But in saying these things, no matter how many times I say truth and I try to relate to it, I still might not be effectively getting my point across. I still may not be clearly showing you the path. I believe I am. But see, even there, that belief doesn't get it. But I know that's ultimately that's all we really have to go off of is our beliefs. Our belief drives so much of what we do. It drives our lives. It drives almost everything we do, our belief. And do we have control over our beliefs? Do we have control over that which we believe? So even there still, is a belief a part of our consciousness that we can take out and remove and say that's the part we have control over? Like that's the aspect of this that we can have control over, like I have control over this movement right here, that our beliefs is the only thing we have control over? Or do we not? Why are some people able to believe certain things and other people aren't? I mean, and I say aren't, it's really like they can't, as if when they examine it, it's sort of like if they can't understand it. So if they can't understand it, then they can't adopt a belief in it. They can't understand it. Maybe if they don't have the intelligence, does it come back to having the intelligence and the knowledge? But see, even with bringing with knowledge, it's still sometimes you have to believe in that knowledge or that what you are learning and being able to comprehend it. And so we are weakened in those things. Once again, our ability to comprehend, our intelligence, and that which we know, the knowledge we have already obtained. So even then, it's having an effect. Because somewhere in there we adopt a belief. Somewhere in there we adopt it, or that's a part of, or that comes from, or those required. Somewhere in there we get our belief systems, our ability to believe certain things and understand. Like my middle son. Sometimes something will happen and he'll take issue with it on the grounds of the sheer impossibility of it occurring. And then, me, I teach nothing is impossible. But it's not like he hasn't learned this. It's more like he can't grasp it. He can't understand it when I say it. It's more like, he's like, huh? What? And I say it to him, it's like, he can't grasp it. So it's like, that can't happen. That's impossible. He gets offended at some things. I mean, he's like, yeah, whatever. That could never happen. I mean, because they're going to explain it couldn't happen. It's funny. I mean, he gets, like I say, it's like he gets offended. It's like, because it's like he has to defend himself. Possibly has to defend himself because he's not to understand or grasp what somebody's putting forth with them. So it's like, you're attacking me. And so that might, for him, he might never change out of his current state of mind, of his belief system. I may never get him to basically believe what I believe. And it's funny because at the same time I don't want him to believe what I believe. So as I teach and preach to him about the importance of truth and him going to seek truth, once again, I'm putting my belief on it. I believe that he should go out and seek truth. But once again, I am willing to admit that maybe I shouldn't even be giving him that. Maybe I shouldn't say nothing to him or give him that. Maybe because I'm doing that when I speak to him, I am putting my belief on him and thus taking away, thus contradicting myself and telling him it's all about truth. But then but as long as I get this disclaimer, I think I'm covering myself as long as I give this disclaimer that I am willing to admit at all times, any times, that I could be incorrect in what I say in the sense of what I'm saying is not true. And that's all that really matters to me. So, but yeah, he just ain't hearing it. And he's like, yeah, whatever. So he may grow up to always be like that. And so it'll be what it is. But so is that what happens to everyone that we are right now? We are just our belief system, how it is developed. We can't believe anything else. Maybe that's what happened. We just can't believe anything else than things that we believe, whatever religious system or doctrine or whatever it is. We can't change that because we don't have control over it, because we don't know what's behind its operation. One of those things. Yeah, so I have to find a way to, I guess do a plan. I'm trying to think what it would take, what all it would take, what I would need in a plan, what I would need in a document, and laws and rules. Oh, that reminds me, something interesting occurred, and I do not have the Bible here. I take the Bible out. It's in the car. After I had that conversation with Samuel, and I was thinking of, well, what laws and rules, or what, or because it's like it has to be, part of it has to be laws and rules, some aspect of it, right? Or just in itself, laws and rules. When in a business document, when you do financials, those are the laws and rules, right? The numbers are dictating what you should do, what you can and what you can't do. If you break the laws, it dictates of those numbers, there will be a consequence and repercussions to not following laws and rules or those numbers. So maybe. So I was thinking about that. That was in my mind. And so I'm standing by the front door and looking out, and there's this lady. She's walking, through the area, through the buildings. She looks over at me, and from the way she's walking, until there's something. Maybe she's just a very unique person. People are unique. Their actions and mannerisms and everything, or she's on something. All right. So I walked away and I came back, and I was about to leave. I said about to leave. So I was leaving, and at this point she was down a little bit. She had passed my door, and then she spoke. She's like, I guess she started with hi. I said hi, but she eventually asked me about, so when is service for the church, right? Right here. So I explained to her, this is not the church. Because she asked where the church or the members. She asked something which allowed me to point to her. Because that's when everybody says, they ask me where my church is or something of that nature, I always point to them because we are the true church. So I let them know. I tell them right there. And they do one of these numbers, huh? Right here. Someone get, oh yeah. Someone get it. Someone look like I'm pointing through them. And I guess in essence I am pointing through them because they're not aware or awake to that truth. Maybe true to that. Yeah, to that truth. And so it goes through them, pass through them like they're a ghost. Don't exist. All right. But anyway, so get a conversation, and then she ends up mentioning Jesus. It turns out, so it appears that she might be drunk. That's what I can take from it, that she might be drunk or something. I could be wrong. She could just be one of those unique people who's just got that totally different mannerism and whatnot. Which I've always wondered about ODB. Old Dirty Bastard's personality was unique. When I saw him, I think I was wondering, am I seeing exactly who it is? Does he act like this all the times, or is this him being on weed or something, being high? But it seemed like he was a unique person. He had this unique vibe and thing about him, how he operated, and so he was just unique. But then, so like I said, I believe she was on, she had been drinking or something. So like I said, she goes on. She's talking about Jesus, and she's like, and God gave us 10 rules to live by. 10 laws, 10 rules to follow. And so, of course, immediately I'm stopped because, once again, I'm just thinking about laws and rules. And and people, look, you can take it for what it is. Take it for what it is. It's a coincidence. Has no meaning whatsoever. But I have so many experiences like that I have to wonder and question if there's something for me to take notice of and follow. Am I being spoken to in some manner, or it's just coincidence? It's just the timing. They say everything happens for a reason, but yeah, sure, everything happens for a reason. But usually it's cause and effect. There's a reason. No consciousness, no conscious intent behind the cause, but there's a cause and there's effect. There's a reason why she's walking up here today, that day. There's a reason. It could be a simple way. Excuse me. She started to go left, but she decided to turn right. At that time, I decided to get up. So whatever. But I have so many of these, and generally what I do is I do take them as guidance. At least I examine them, and so I got so caught up in that I thought about asking her one of those 10 things, or sort of quizzing her, but in a way I was sort of worried that she wouldn't be able to recall them to me, or go through it. And I just figured, I'll just look it up myself. It seemed like I heard her recently that there's like 10 things. And I don't know if she's speaking about the 10 commandments, because, there's more than 10, or there's something else. Because Jesus didn't talk about the 10 commandments. He gave 2 commandments and talking about the previous law, whatnot. But the only commandments talking about one of those 2, right? So I have to figure out what it is exactly. So search on here about, there might be different beliefs and understanding what are the rules and laws that Jesus Christ put forth. And so she had said that, and then she had said, I tell people to read Isaiah 40 before you hit that 40. See, so and so of course I had to read that. And if I had a book here, I'll read it to you. Should I read it to you? Yes, I will. I got another Bible here. I ain't going to have to go all the way up to the car. I got plenty of Bibles around here. Look. Even got this sitting right here. See, I'll be trying to study, people. I have to check about that again. I show too much. All right, busting this out. It's Bible study time, people. You're going too far. Too far the wrong way. I think it'd be pretty cool to learn how to read Hebrew. Jeremiah, which means Isaiah, is coming up. think that would be a required language in my school systems. Required to learn, of course, English. So English, Spanish, and Chinese or Japanese. I guess really reason for those, but the one Chinese Japanese is really good for business things, business dealings, and whatnot. And I guess I think Spanish, because there's Spanish is spoken in so many places here in the U.S. So it's always good, especially living in Southern Cali or Nuevo, New York, or something like that. What I'm looking for? 40. Here will be cool. Maybe just have every child should be able to speak 3 languages. Just gotta start them young. Maybe have it so that even have it so that every day they're exposed, that they have teachers every day, and this will have to start in preschool, kindergarten, that they would just only speak to them in a specific language, and they would have to deal with them every day as they learn this language. Would I be effective enough though if it wasn't done at home? If every day 4 hours, see, somewhere had to be split up. Every day is exposed to it. Then maybe just over the years, as long as they stay in that school system from preschool, maybe preschool. You can start teaching a baby before it even comes out, right? So there's so much knowledge and information, so much information we can give to a child before they're even able to fully grasp and understand that information. You can teach a first grader the Pythagorean theorem. You can teach them how to draw it. You can teach them how to express the different elements of it. You can train them to do that. They can memorize that. So there are so many symbols and such things that we can get a child to memorize, or different knowledge, different things they'll memorize. They may not understand it, but eventually, if they have the intelligence, some more than others will be able. Those who were eventually going to arrive at a point of being able to grasp it, it'll allow them to grasp it quicker, and then it's probably opened up for a higher knowledge of something else. And even for those who were not going to attain that, they would still benefit in some manner having it. It would still probably help their overall intelligence, but not if they weren't going to have intelligence enough to do certain math. Some people just can't do math or nothing to save their life. So at 53. All right, so Isaiah 40. Comfort, O comfort my people, says your God. Speak tenderly to Jerusalem and declare to her that her term of service is over, that her iniquity is expiated. For she has received at the hand of the Lord double for all her sins. A voice rings out, clear in the desert, a road for the Lord. Level in the wilderness, a highway for our God. Let every valley be raised, every hill and mount made low. Let the rugged ground become level, and the ridges become a plain. The presence of the Lord shall appear, and all flesh as one shall behold. For the Lord himself has spoken. A voice rings out, proclaim. Another asks, what shall I proclaim? All flesh is grass, all its goodness like flowers of the field. Grass withers, flowers fade, when the breath of the Lord blows on them. Indeed, man is but grass. Grass withers, flowers fade. but the word of our God is always fulfilled. Ascend a lofty mountain, O herald of joy to Zion. Raise your voice with power, O herald of joy to Jerusalem. Raise it, have no fear. Announce to the cities of Judah, behold your God. Behold, the Lord God comes in might, and his arm wins triumph for him. See, his reward is with him, his recompense before him. Like a shepherd, he pastures his flock. He gathers the lambs in his arms and carries them in his bosom. Gently, he drives the mother sheep. Who measured the waters with the hollow of his hand, and gauged the skies with a span, and measured earth's dust with a measure, and weighed the mountains with a scale, and the hills with a balance? Who has plumbed the mind of the Lord? What man could tell him his plan? Whom did he consult, and who taught him? Guided him in the way of right. Who guided him in knowledge, and showed him the path of wisdom? The nations are but a drop in a bucket, reckoned as dust on a balance. The very coastlines he lifts like motes. Lebanon is not filled enough, nor is beast enough for sacrifice. All nations are as naught in his sight. He counts them as less than nothing. To whom, then, can you liken God? What form compared to him? The idol? A woodworker shaped it, and a smith overlaid it with gold, forging links of silver. As a gift, he chooses the mulberry, a wood that does not rot, then seeks a skillful woodworker to make a firm idol that will not topple. Do you not know? Have you not heard? Have you not been told from the very first? Have you not discerned how the earth was founded? It is he who is enthroned above the vault of all the earth. And actually, I include all myself. So that its inhabitants seem as grasshoppers, who spread out the skies like gauze, stretch them out like a tent to dwell in. He brings potentates to naught, makes rulers of the earth as nothing. Hardly are they planted, hardly are they sown, hardly has their stem taken root in earth, when he blows upon them and they dry up, and the storm bears them off like straw. To whom, then, can you liken me? To whom can I be compared? Says the Holy One. Lift high your eyes and see who created these, who sends out their host by count, who calls them each by name, because of his great might and vast power. Not one fails to appear. Why do you say, O Jacob? Why declare, O Israel? My way is hid from the Lord. My cause is ignored by my God. Do you know not? Have you not heard? The Lord is God from of old, creator of the earth from end to end. Then let me stop saying that. As I read that end to end, instead of the ends of the earth, I was thinking from the end of the earth to the end of the earth, from the creation and destruction of one earth to the creation and destruction of the next, end to end. Quick thought. He never grows faint or weary. His wisdom cannot be fathomed. He gives strength to the weary, fresh vigor to the spent. Youths may grow faint and weary, and young men stumble and fall. But they who trust in the Lord shall renew their strength. As eagles grow new plumes. They shall run and not grow weary. They shall march and not grow faint. And that is it. That's right on time. God bless everyone. Peace and love.